Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there was a beautiful princess who loved nothing more than exploring the enchanted forest that surrounded her home. Every evening after sunset, she would grab her magical lantern, which glowed with a soft, comforting light, and venture out into the whispering woods. One night, as she was skipping merrily along a forest path, she heard the most enchanting sound, a deep, resonant singing that seemed to come from every leaf and flower around her. Following the melody, she came to a clearing and gasped in amazement. In the center of the clearing was a pond that shimmered with an otherworldly glow, and on its surface was a handsome frog who looked like a king, with a golden crown perched atop his head. He was singing a song so beautiful that it made the princess's heart soar. The princess had heard the old folk tales about frogs that lived in enchanted ponds and turned out to be princes under a cruel spell. But this frog was different. Not only was he a magnificent singer, but she could sense that he possessed a great sadness, a sorrow that ran deeper than any enchantment, and though the tales said that a kiss could break the spell, the princess knew that this frog needed more than that. As the first rays of sunlight began to touch the horizon, the frog noticed the princess hiding behind a tree and croaked, "Who are you?" "I'm just a princess who loves to explore the forest," she replied. "But why do you sing such sad songs?" The frog sighed. "I am the guardian of this enchanted forest, and every night I must sing magical songs to keep the trees and flowers alive. But the power of my voice is fading, and soon the curse will silence me forever." "I want to help you," the princess exclaimed. "But what can I do?" The frog smiled sadly. "Only someone who truly believes in the magic of music and possesses a pure heart can help me. Will you do it?" The princess didn't hesitate. "Of course, I believe in magic." And together they set off on a quest to find a way to break the frog's curse. Their first stop was a clearing filled with hundreds of fireflies, each one no bigger than the tip of the princess's finger. As soon as the frog approached, the fireflies began to chatter excitedly. "Look, it's the singing frog. Do you know why he's here? I heard he's looking for someone to break his curse, but only someone who follows the path of light can help him." The princess realized that the fireflies were trying to tell them something, so she took her lantern and marched right into the center of the clearing. Suddenly, all the fireflies flew up into the sky and formed a glowing path that led deep into the forest. Following the fireflies, the princess and the frog came to an enormous waterfall that sparkled like 1,000 diamonds. At its base was a huge crystal that pulsed with a soft, inviting light. The frog hesitated, and the princess, sensing his fear, placed a hand on his back. "You have to do this," she whispered, "for you and for the forest." Taking a deep breath, the frog jumped onto the crystal. It felt like thousands of needles pricking him, but he stood firm, and his reflection began to change. First, it wavered like a candle flame in the wind. Then it grew darker, taking on the shape of a monstrous creature with sharp teeth and glowing red eyes. The princess gasped, but the frog was unfazed. This was his chance to break the curse and become human again. He just had to keep his eyes on the crystal and sing his song. But as he began to sing, his voice cracked and wavered, and the crystal began to shatter. The pieces hit him like shards of glass, and he collapsed, fainting. When the princess rushed to his side, she saw that he had transformed back into a frog, but there was a faint glow around his body, and when the last shard of crystal fell away, he was gone. The princess screamed, "No," as a single tear rolled down her cheek, but then she heard a familiar croaking. "Are you all right?" The frog looked at her, his eyes shining with gratitude. "Thank you for helping me, princess. By showing me my fears and giving me strength to face them, you have broken the curse. And now I must go." As he hopped away, the princess saw that he was no longer a common frog, but a handsome prince. Overjoyed, she ran to the waterfall and gazed at her reflection. The princess was even more beautiful than she had been before. Then she, too, heard a familiar voice calling her name, and as she turned around, she saw the most dashing prince she had ever seen. The two embraced, knowing that their adventure had brought them not only true love, but also true friendship and courage.